how's it going? Mike here, The Fresh Rinse, on location in Cleves, Ohio, about 51 minutes from my house to wash this two-story home for this couple and also to wash this composite deck. This should be an easy job and I'm anxious to get it started. It's about 38 degrees and I won't lie, the wind is blowing and I'm cold. I'd rather not be washing today, and that's why Squirt stayed home, in addition to the fact that she had a doctor's appointment this afternoon. Most of you know that I do not do in-person estimates, or rarely do I do an in-person estimate. I did this morning because it was so cold and the person insisted on it. Had I done an in-person estimate on this job, I would have upsold this patio and also the driveway around front. But because I didn't, I won't. You can see how dirty this deck is. This should come out super, super nice. I've got 150 feet of high pressure hose stretched out around the house and I am ready to wash. Now let me go on record and say, I do not believe that there's a bad business model. In that, if your business model works for you, then that is a good business model for you. For me, in-person estimates, especially considering how broad my wash area is, just doesn't work for me. Now, as I said, there are many different types of business models, and what works for you is probably best for you. I don't criticize other people's business models. That's what they've adopted for themselves. It works, and I would never seek to change their mind on that. I know a lot of guys really promote the idea of low volume, high ticket, and I think that's wonderful. It works for them, and it will work for a lot of people. My business model could very easily be described as high volume, fair ticket. Look at this. Ice, 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 baby. Bum, 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 bada, bum, bum. So let me describe high volume, fair ticket. My prices are fair, they're reasonable. Some guys and gals like to get as much as they possibly can from a customer. And again, if they agree to it, then it's fine. Not a thing wrong with that in my estimation. And often they get those higher tickets by doing in-person estimates. And I like that. They get to meet the customer, they get to fill them out, they can sell not only the product, but they can sell themselves, and they're more likely to sell the higher ticket because they're doing an in-person estimate. I like that. One potential problem with that is that you may get that money one time, but there's a possibility that after they reevaluate and they see the product, they may decide to go somewhere else. Many of you have had great results with high ticket, low volume business model. Now, one reason I really like my business model, again, high volume, fair ticket, is because it almost guarantees me to have lots of work even in the slow months. Over the years, because of my business model, I have accumulated such a large portfolio that every year I usually start the year with 50 or more washes before I even strike up my equipment. Of those 60 or so washes, about 85% are repeat customers. Customers that I've washed for over the last 10 years. Customers who are very happy with my wash ethic and happy with my price. And all of those customers are prone to promoting me to their hairdresser, their neighbor, their church members, their family and friends, and that keeps the business rolling in. Our friend Joe Deary of Putnam, Connecticut, he seems to be another washer who has adopted the large portfolio or high volume business model. I can't speak for his prices, but I know that he pumps out a ton of work. And it's because of that that he simply is not able to do all those in-person estimates. Almost all of my customers work a 9-to-5 job. My wash area is so broad that if I were to do in-person estimates, I would have to do them after working hours, after 5, 6 o'clock. And I would have to drive up to an hour to give those in-person estimates. For me, that simply does not work. Every business owner decide for themselves what business model works best for them. And try not to let others persuade you into a business model that doesn't fit your personality and your desire for growth. That being said, every business model could stand to adapt and adopt. So we take all of these business models, we pick and choose, kind of like eating a fish, right? You eat the meat and spit out the bones. I hope this helps. Now you know the Fresh Rinse business model. My name's Mike. They do call me the Fresh Rinse, and I'm out.